So, my life is pretty random. Last week I had the pleasure of going to an Amish auction. Not only was it the first time that I've seen Amish people in real life, but it was also the first time that I'd seen an auction in real life. So that was kind of cool. Here's a video of the Amish auction guy and his little song that I danced to all day.
It's 16, dividing out 17, how do I get 16, 17? It's 17, dividing out 17, 16. Hey, everybody's waiting on this next one. I know it, boys. It's going to be high. They're going to get 16, 1700. I'm going to get 16, I'm going to get out 17, sir. Everybody gets 60 for 70, 117, but get 16, 1700 on a bun. 16 is high. Now 1700.
Hey guys, it's Friday. This week we're talking about what are we talking about? PDA and sex in relation to queer events. So the first question is, do you think that queer events promote sex, sexual liberty, promiscuity, etc.? And I've been thinking about this question a lot because there are a lot of events in the straight world that are all about sex too, and I don't know if it's specifically an identity-focused thing. But what I've come up with is if you go strictly to events like Pride or the club or the bar scene, then most likely the interactions that you're going to get are going to be pretty sexually forward. Alcohol-charged, exciting types of rendezvous. But if you're in a more prominent gay area, then you might see other types of events that are not sexually charged at all. And I really do think that it has more to do with exposure and visibility than anything else. What was I saying? I don't remember. Wah, wah, wah. Oh yeah, that's right. It's talking about gays in the media and how it's over-sexualized. But yeah, if your exposure is one event a year and that event is to celebrate people being themselves, then you're probably going to see a hell of a lot of people making out. And I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. In regards to number two, do you think that it's important for people to feel comfortable in such environments? In other words, is it okay to feel uncomfortable with PDA? I think in huge events like Pride and things that are specifically there to celebrate people being honest with themselves and their identity, that maybe you should cut them a little slack in that regard. But in the everyday life, walking down the street, sort of bookstore, coffee shop type endeavors, I completely agree with the fact that it's okay to feel uncomfortable with PDA. I'm not a big fan of the PDA, can I be honest? I don't really do anything in public that my grandmother couldn't see. Does that make me lame? I don't know. But yeah, you keep your hands out of your back pockets, kids. I don't know. What thoughts and words of advice do you have on the subject of assumptions? Do you think it's common that people in the queer community misinterpret people for being homophobic when they're not? Is it wrong, right, or neither to jump into that assumption? This is a really good question. So props to you who created it. But I do think that it's just as common okay, let me back up. When you've been fighting so long for something that is part of you, and you want people to see you the way that you want to be seen, and you need visibility and just, basic equality, it's understandable that we get kind of defensive, like you want to protect what you've finally come to terms with, and that's completely justified. So I think that sometimes we are just as protective as those who don't know us or don't know anything about the community, and I think sometimes, at least I'm guilty of it often, of assuming that people have more of a negative attitude because that's the majority. And I was actually talking to my friend the other day about this, but a lot of straight people just are more accepting than you expect them to be. or they really don't care because they're so wrapped up in their own romantic drama that they could really care less what yours is about. So I think that that assumptions are natural, especially in regards to people that aren't exactly like you. You know, it happens. But I think the best thing that you can do is not to jump to them. And if your brain does jump to them, at least don't, you know, start yelling things. That tends to get you arrested, and that's just no fun. So just, you know, come at it with a little respect. Take 10 seconds or so. Talk to the person. If you can't talk to them because you're so angry, then just, I don't know, count to 10 and try it again. But the most important part is that we're not going to get anywhere if we assume that everyone hates us. Pretty basic life lesson. They put that one on Sesame Street. Okay, kids, letter is K today, as in Cade. Yep. And there was a tornado in New York. What the hell? Tornadoes are my territory, so if you guys could back up off of that, that'd be great. Okay, guys, I'm rambling at this point because I'm really tired, so you guys should have an awesome weekend, and post about this topic and what you think, and just say hello. I will be at Dallas Pride on Sunday, the 19th, so if anybody is from the area or going, then you should holler at me. Okay, have a great weekend. Peace.